And this is another thing that I think also needs to kind of come into play. Okay, if it's about responsibility and, black men are not responsible for black women and black women are not responsible for black men, then we need to be responsible for ourselves individually so we can show up better collectively as a community. But that's just it. Y'all don't, I'm not gonna say y'all, because I'm a part of this. I'm a part of this too, right? Some of us don't want better. And we need to just say that. Some of us aren't really trying to improve our lives, our families, our communities. We're not really trying to build. We're not trying to make a better place. And some of us, we're not trying to be better people. Some of us need to just be honest about that because, again, there's people that are completely fine with being mediocre, being toxic and dysfunctional, not amounting to shit, completely fine, sleeping with everything with a hole and allowing everybody with a penis to come into them. And there's people who have no standards, because again, there's free choice, right? There's the theory of free will. You got free will. You can do what you want to do in theory. But again, there's people who choose that, and sometimes it's because that's all they know. That's all they've ever seen and experienced. And then some people will have access to do better, whether that's through opportunities and resources, and still choose not to do better. And then there's some people who just simply don't care. Right? So again, I think a lot of us need to start realizing that because again, these conversations are redundant in my opinion because we keep talking about the same thing and we've been arguing the same talking points literally for decades. Okay, the same shit that we're talking about today was what we were talking about in 2013, what we were talking about in 2003, what we were talking about in 1993, what we were talking about in 1973, 83, 53, 63. It's the same damn arguments. And the black community, unfortunately, is in the same damn predicament the vast majority of the time. So, again, those of us that want to do better by ourselves and hold ourselves accountable and really heal individually so we can show up better for our community in a collective effort, those of us that want to do it are actually doing it. Because, again, actions speak louder than words. Those of us that don't want to do shit but, play the victim, never take accountability, always point the finger at somebody else, are going to continue doing that. They're showing it in their actions. So when people were upset that there was a population of black men who felt like it's not their responsibility to mentor and look after another man's child and lend a helping hand to the community, they're going to always be like that. They've always been like that. But guess what? There are black men in the community that are already out here mentoring, taking people under their wing, helping young men, helping young women, helping young black people, showing them the ropes, paying for them to go to school, paying for them to get, the resources that they need and some of the resources that they want, really doing the groundwork to build a healthy and stable foundation so that young person, whether it's a boy, a girl, or a non-binary, whatever you may identify as, so that person can have a better opportunity to a quality life where not only are they able to exist, but they can succeed, they can thrive, they can prosper. There's this cliche saying, it's easier to build stronger children than it is to repair broken adults. So again, a lot of times simply taking a few hours out of your week, out of your month, or donating, 5, 10, 15, 20% of your income back into your community so we can support programs that provide, literacy education, whether that's for English and language arts, or it's for financial literacy, or it's for building self-esteem and learning about healthy conflict resolution skills and how to communicate on a healthy level, or providing therapy and counseling, or providing an opportunity for the children or the young people in your community, or the people regardless of their age in your community that have talents and skills, helping them excel in that talent and skill, giving them a platform for that talent skill. There's so many things that we are already doing in our communities. And when you see the men, the women, the people that are already doing this, already doing it, actively engaged in it, support them. And instead of just watching, how about you join us? How about that? Because again, a lot of these conversations, they're tiring. I'm just going to be honest, because it's the same shit, different day, different year. And it's just like, come on, y'all. Again, niggas going to be niggas. Bitches going to be bitches. And I think a lot of us need to kind of come to reality with that. You're not going to be able to change everybody, and everybody is not going to be on the same path. It sucks. It's detrimental. It's devastating a lot of times, but it is what it is. So instead of spending all of our energy, in my opinion, and what I'm literally doing and what I've been doing basically my entire life, instead of wasting energy on what some are not doing, I'm going to focus on what I am doing. And I think that is why it is so important for people to do that, because the amount of energy that's going into these conversations could literally be you volunteering and mentoring and being that positive role model for that young person. So, or supporting programs that will turn around and support the young people in your community. Because we're really getting to that point where it is what it is. We can no longer just constantly participate in the same rhetoric conversations that aren't going anywhere. We need to be, in my opinion, more action oriented. Okay? Like, let's look at what's working and let's support what's working. Okay? So we can decrease or reduce what's not working. That's my 2 cents. I'm about to continue watering these plants for my granny and mom, and then I'm gonna go home and be with my dogs and read and study. I'm out.